All right. Shalom Israel. Y'all know what it is. Another episode of Sharpen the Sword Radio. I'm the host, Captain the Bark, and we in this joint, man. You understand me? Got a couple of articles, couple of announcements. Got a few things I want to go over. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second, everybody. I believe we having some technical difficulties on the streaming. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can see something and fix something. Hopefully that'll do it. We got a little technical difficulty. We got a little sound issue on the line. Somebody said that the sound is not coming through properly. Salaki, everybody. Let's see. I think that's it. I gotta roll with it. Alright, we're gonna try to roll with that. Okay, hold on. Check something. All right, all right. Let's check the sound now. See what we got. All right. Yeah, we got a couple. I don't know what's wrong with the sound. I just checked everything. Unplugged everything. I don't know what it could be. We're gonna roll with it. All right. Lord will. Y'all can hear me. All right. All right. Let's get it on. All right. Let's see if that works. I don't know. They said they got a screeching sound in there. Okay, we're gonna try to roll with it. Salaki everybody for the issue, for the technical issue. I wonder what it could be. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, we're gonna roll with it. All right, let's get into the topics. And if anybody want to call in live, got any questions, comments, you can dial 712-832-8330. And the access code is 9101409. And again, Salaki for the technical issue that we having. I don't know if it's the mics. system something, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get to it. Um, let's get into these articles though, because for some odd reason, our people believe that when Biden and Harris joined forces, that was supposed to be the end. Supposed to be the end of racism, and we were supposed to be free. Black people were supposed to be free, right? But as you can see, that is totally false. That is totally untrue. Okay, because we are still having problems here in this great place that y'all love called America. You understand? We are constantly being oppressed, steadily being murdered here. You know, I mean, it is what it is. And we're gonna put this on the screen. Yeah, it's big enough. All right, we're gonna jump into the first article. Okay, this one here. This one went viral, of course, and it's getting a whole lot of attention. All right, it says a Georgia daycare is accused of racism after parents see teachers feeding white children and making black children wait over the center's live stream. So, a lot of classes now, due to technology, they've been adding and implementing a lot of different things. Now they have in some schools, some daycares, to where there's a class camera and there is an app that you can download, and you can sit and see your child in the class and what's going on. And I agree with that. That's a good thing. That's a nice new tool, because it's so many teachers that have been accused of child molestation and actually found guilty of molesting a lot of children in school. So that would be a good thing for parents to be able to monitor their children in the classes. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that idea. And this was a real good one, especially in this place down in Georgia, in order to catch this evil being committed, man, to where here it is, these children are sitting here waiting. If you can see the screen, they got the white kid, they all eating. They throwing down. Half of them is damn near finished with their food. And the black kids are sitting there waiting, looking at the teacher. This one sitting right there by the white teacher is looking. They got their faces blocked, so I can't really tell if it's a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Either way it go. But the child is looking at this teacher like, damn, like, where my food at? Like, when am I going to eat? Okay? And this is terrible, man. All right. It says the incident took place at a Kids Are Kids location in Roswell, Georgia. A parent checking on the daycare's live stream noticed that the white children appeared to be eating while the black children didn't have their food. After the parent received an unsatisfactory answer from the school, he took a screenshot of the moment to social media, where it quickly went viral. Kids Are Kids released a statement on Thursday, parting ways with the franchisee. Okay, so the owner of the place, they said they parted ways. That means that they went on and dropped the franchise. Because, okay, when it says that they dropped the franchise, it's a franchisee, meaning a person bought into this business, this Kids Are Kids. You understand? It's where you can be the owner of a business, but you would own another business's brand. You understand? You would turn around and matter of fact, McDonald's does it. It's so many different franchises out there. Car washes, they got car washes as franchises. I think all of the gas stations are. You can franchise a gas station. meaning that it's not, uh, company owned. It'll be owned by a what they call a franchisee. Several different cleaning companies. It's all types of businesses out there. So what they did was they turned around and jumped in and said, you know what, we out of here, because they know it was finna get big and ugly. All right, and it said it's unclear if that daycare will continue to operate independently. So there's an option to where they can clean up. You understand? They can clean up the place. They can say, okay, we're going to shut this one down totally, or we can turn around and put another franchise owner in this establishment and take over from the last. It's several different ways it can go, but like they said, it's unclear of what they plan to do. Parents of children in the daycare in Roswell, Georgia, had the ability to tap into a live stream to see how their children were doing throughout the day. One parent who checked in to see their 2-year-old boy this week was outraged to see white children being fed lunch while black kids were forced to wait. All right. And said he took a screenshot of the scene at the Kids Are Kids location. They were skipping all of the black kids, it seemed. Like Father Adrian McLaughlin told CBS 46. All the white kids got their lunch and all the black kids had to wait. From the videos and pictures that we saw today, we are just completely disturbed. And it says the boy's mother went to the daycare to confront the staff only to receive a half-hearted explanation. Now, there is simply nothing that you could explain. There's no way that you could tell me that you accidentally went around and gave all the white kids steak food and all the black kids was sitting there waiting. They're all spread out. You understand? It's black ones and white ones sitting at each table. So there's no way that you can even explain this. You understand? What could you possibly say? And this is black people really should turn around now and put more of their hope in God than they do in marching, protesting this system. For them to ever treat us fairly, can't you see that it's never going to happen? It is never going to happen, man. 2-year-olds can't even get treated like decent human beings. Why? Because they're black. Because they're black. And they have to sit and wait for their damn food when it's lunchtime. Lunch starts at 11 or 12 at a daycare, right? Depending on how many classes they got. They turn around and may have 2-3 different lunches or something like that. But you get the point. All right. Lunchtime starts at either 11 or 12 o'clock. When you prepare, you got 20 kids in your class. You sit and you prepare all 20 plates. Every day there's a menu. You understand? To where they have to put the food together, or sometimes they come already together. Sometimes it's just a damn sandwich, some cookies, juice and a milk, something like that, to where they can just grab it, hand it to the kids. Or they turn around and let all the kids come into the line and walk up, and each one to get you go from the sandwich, then you go to the chips, then you go to the milk and the juice, and then you go back to your seat. You understand? It's several different ways that they serve children at daycares and at schools. But there's nothing. I don't care how you prepared the food. I don't care if you made them come and get it or you brought it to them. There's just no way that they can explain why the black children did not get their food. When you have to go past them, if you can see where they're sitting, you're going to have to go past them all in order to give the white kids the food. You understand? So, this is simply ridiculous to where the staff is doing it. And then it's not the only incident that we've seen here in 2021. You understand? There was a teacher, a young brother came to school with a T-shirt on that said he was a black king. You understand? And the teacher was outraged. She called him a racist for wearing a shirt because he's calling himself royalty. Because he said, I'm a black man and I am a damn king. She told him, and this was during Black History Month, right? They always find something to hate on you about your skin, your clothes, your shoes, your dress, your talk, your walk, your big lips, your nappy hair. They got to say something about, especially during that month. Okay, they did all kinds of racist class projects for Black History Month. They took at several schools, had nooses. You understand? And these were for the class projects. This wasn't just some random student hanging a noose somewhere. You understand? This was a full blown act. You understand? I mean, a classroom assignment, not just like I said, a random student that just hate black people and they don't want to say. This was the teachers that said this is today's assignment for Black History Month. We're gonna talk about hanging naked, and then they had nooses. You understand? They had one exhibit they had where it was a tree. You understand? To when they hung a bunch of nooses from the damn tree. This was the assignment. This was the assignment. We're supposed to be so equal here. Everything is supposed to be so fair now and so one. We're all people. We all bleed red. All that nonsense that they've been shoveling on us for years still has not come true. Because why do they have to remind you of your slave past when you were being hung? That's like the first one that they love to bring up. Not just that you were a slave, but you were being hung and beaten at that time. That's because they're all racist, man. All of them. And here, these little kids, man. These little kids. The devil, the oppressor, has absolutely no compassion in his heart for the little children, man. Not even the adults. We ain't even talking about the adults yet, but the kids, man. You understand? And I'm going to get a scripture for that, too. Give me 1 second. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 50. This was part of the curses, right? To where Israel would be enslaved if they did not obey, if we did not obey our God, right? And so by us sinning against him, we ended up going into slavery, into captivity. It's just brutal captivity. All right, that's still the same brutal. All right, it hasn't lightened up any. It hasn't changed. It hasn't, gotten any better here. It's still the damn same. We're still getting lynched here. We're still getting murdered here. Doesn't matter if they actually hang you on a noose from a tree and all sit and watch, or if they turn around and pull you over and ask for a license and insurance and they yell gun and blow your brains out. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay? And this is what it says in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 50. It says, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. Okay? Now, right there is like, okay, we got a saying in the hood. I don't know if they really say this much anymore, but I remember when I was a kid, I used to hear people say, we look out for the women, the children, and the old folks. You know what I mean? In the hood. That's what, people would, do whatever they would be doing. But when it came to a child, they would, move the child, try to get the child out of the way. In most cases, um, they would let the woman walk past, and not harm her, not allow her to be harmed. They would let the old woman or the old man, help them into their house and, open the door for them, so, get out of the way. They blocking the doors, to the apartment building. They'll move when they see the old woman, the old man coming, and be quiet, and let them go on in the house. And then when they go back outside, they start talking or doing whatever, being young and loud or whatever, but not the oppressor, man. Not the devil, okay? The scripture says he's not going to regard the person of the old age or the young. He don't give a damn about neither one. You understand? The young man, the young girl, the young woman, the little boy, the little girl, the old man, he don't care at all. And we got to know who we are dealing with. The scripture says that these people that you want to join together with so bad is our damn oppressor. They are the devil. They are our enemies. And I'm going to show you that scripture as well. All right. I'm going to skip down to, I'm going to read a couple scriptures, to be honest. I'm going to skip down to Deuteronomy 28 and 66. It says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. How many T-shirts or hashtags or Facebook posts have you seen that says, because I have a black son? This ain't just talking about slavery. This is going on right now because we're still in captivity. Our sisters are scared to death to let their children stand right outside of their door. Why? Because the oppressor just might pull them over right on the front of their house, the front of their apartment, and turn around and lie and say they got a gun to blow his brains out. Turn around and pull them over. Sisters don't want their kids to have cars, go to the park, they don't want them to go nowhere and do nothing. And it's not that they just simply don't want them to have nothing. It's that they are scared for their damn life. They are scared for their children's life, man. You understand? And they turn around because every day our life is hanging in doubt before thee. We never know if we're going to make it home. We never know if the police, when they pull us or when they get behind us, most times they lie and say your tail light out, or now they use your license plate and say that your license plate light is out. They just find any reason to stop. We're gonna go over the next article and show you where they pulled a brother over because of an incense that he had hanging from his rearview mirror. Okay? But this is what the scripture says. It says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have no assurance of thy life. These people are constantly hunting us. I mean, how are we going to turn around and feel that we're going to make it to see another day, when this is all we see on the news is them murdering us? And it's an innocent black man, innocent black brother, mistaken identity, had a gun, scared for my life, all these damn excuses, man. When these people get trained, why aren't black police officers? Because they're out there fighting the same crime, so-called fighting the same crime. Why aren't they just mistakenly murdering people? Why aren't black police officers, male and female, why aren't they just so scared for their life when they're out on the street? And they accidentally pulled their gun when they thought it was their taser. Why doesn't that happen? Nobody ever even questions it or even says anything about it. But for some odd reason, every time it's a white officer and a black person, the black person ends up dead. And then I was scared. His phone looked like a gun. The cheeseburger he had from Arby's or Burger King, it looked like a gun. It's always something. Hell, even when he had a gun, it says, "Officer, I am licensed to carry and I have a firearm." Doop, doop, doop. That's exactly what happens right there. That's what happens right there. They hesitate not to murder and kill us. All right? And let me give you another one. It says, skip down to verse 68. It says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Right? Now, what this is talking about is us going into slavery again, right? And it says we're going to go on ships, right? And then it says, "Our homeland, we shall see it no more again." There is no other people on the planet that does not have a place to go of their own, other than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right? Africans come here and fly back home to Africa, right? Wherever they live in Africa, wherever they're from in Africa, Ethiopia, Libya. You understand? All of the different countries in Africa, over 56 countries, I believe. That they can return home, right? The Arabs, the ones that own all of the liquor stores and the gas stations here, they return home when they feel like it. I know East Indians, right? The ones that own the Dunkin' Donuts and the 7-Elevens. This cat flies in and out of damn town 3 and 4 times a month. You know what I mean? That's how much money he got. You know what I'm saying? Well, he could turn around and come here, fly in, check on his business, and then fly back and go back home. Go to his country. Every other race of people can do that, except for us. The Lord said that we would not see our homeland again. All right? And it says, and when we got off of them ships, when we dropped, we will be sold for bondmen and bondwomen, meaning slave men and slave women. And we definitely got sold. Hell, they constantly remind us. They make a damn slave movie every goddamn year to remind us how we were nothing more than just slaves. That's all we were to these people, just slaves. And we're never going to be anything to them. Even our children, man. Even our children are never going to be anything more than a slave to these people. All right? Now let's jump to... Oh, and then when it says that no man shall buy you, that means save you. Okay? Because we most certainly got bought when we jumped off of those... When they put us off of the ship and put us onto those auction blocks, we definitely got bought. So that word right there, buy in Hebrew, means save. That no man can save us, right? Nobody, all the efforts from everybody in the past, right? Nobody has saved us out of this captivity here. There's only one that's going to end up saving us, and that's our King, Jesus Christ. The Lord sent him, and he's going to send him again. And the next time he comes, he's going to turn around, and he's going to turn around and free his people from this captivity. That's what's going to take place. It's in the Bible. All right? It's in the Bible. Let me jump to the next article here. I believe I got a picture for it. Let me see. Bear with me 1 second. Slap. All right. This one is about your president, your vice president, the first black, and she don't even look like a black woman. You understand? She has a little tone in her skin. But she definitely does not look like a black woman. Okay, I don't care how many uh what pearls and chucks she wears. She never gonna turn around and look as fly as a sister. Right. But it says a nurse who sent her jailed husband videos threatens to kill Kamala Harris was charged after the Secret Service intercepted them. All right, and let's read this story. Now they're gonna turn around and make everybody feel so sorry for the vice president because she's working so hard trying to end racism. First black woman in office and this and that and oh hooray hooray. Nonsense. Okay? It's nonsense. But it says Nivian Petit Phelps, a 39-year-old nurse from Miami, was arrested on Friday. She is charged with threatening to kill Vice President Kamala Harris, a criminal complaint said. Phelps, who is black, was angered by the false idea that Harris is not really black, the complaint said. All right. So this sister here is mad, all right, about the fact that Kamala Harris is getting all of these props as if she's a black woman when the black woman should actually get the props. You know what I'm saying? The one who's actually black should get it. Kamala Harris has actually done nothing for black people. Okay, like I said, just because she used, and you gotta look at what they've been doing. It's like they always come up with some type of nonsense because they know that black people trust in them. They know that we trust in them, and that we're always looking for some type of song and dance, something that'll razzle and dazzle us, versus the truth. You understand? So they turned around and said Kamala Harris is black. Then they turned around and said, "Oh, pearls and chucks. That's how I get down. That's what I rock. Right? That's what I wear." And they forgot how they claim Hillary Clinton was a black woman because she loved hot sauce. Okay? As if hot sauce is like, yeah, niggas love it, but that's not the only somebody who eat hot sauce. You know what I mean? So then, I don't even want to talk about her husband. They said because he got some fellatio in the damn White House, then he's a black man. And then because he smoked some weed. He smoked some weed, got him some fellatio, and now all of a sudden he's black. When actually what they're doing is just mocking us. That's all these people are doing. They're just simply mocking us. All right, well, let's keep going. It says a Florida nurse was arrested this week for threatening to kill Vice President Kamala Harris, according to a criminal complaint filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida. Nivian Petit Phelps, a 39-year-old mother from Miami, is accused of recording and sending several videos to her jailed husband in which she discussed murdering the vice president. The complaint, reviewed by insiders, said between February 13th and February 18th, Phelps knowingly and willfully made threats to kill and inflict bodily harm upon the Vice President of the United States, the complaint said. A Secret Service special agent intercepted communications between Phelps and her incarcerated husband on JPay, a communications platform that allows non-incarcerated people to communicate with those in jail. 5 videos show Phelps complaining to the camera about her hatred for Harris, President Joe Biden, and others, the complaint says. In one of the videos, Phelps stated, "Kamala Harris, you are going to die. Your days are numbered already." In this same video, Phelps, who claimed she was paid a large sum of money for her attempt to carry out the job, the complaint says, "Someone paid me $53,000 just to fuck you up, and I'm gonna take the I'm going to do the job. Okay, she said. Another video, according to the complaint, shows Phelps saying, I'm going to the gun range. I swear to God, today is your day. You're going to die. 50 days from today. Mark this day down. Photographs also picture Phelps at a shooting range, the complaint says. On February 22nd, she applied for a concealed weapons permit. Detectives from the Miami-Dade Police Department, the Secret Service agents, visited Phelps on March 3rd with the goal of interviewing her. But Phelps resisted, the complaint said. Another agent went to her house again 3 days later. When he asked her about the videos, Phelps started by saying that she was angry at the time about Kamala Harris becoming vice president, but that she is over it now. Phelps, who is black, also told the agent her anger stemmed from the false idea that Harris is not actually black, the complaint says. The vice president is black and is of South Asian and Jamaican descent. All right. So what, okay, let me read this part real quick. Phelps was also reportedly angered by the false claim that Harris had placed her hand on her clutch purse instead of the Bible in the process of being inaugurated. Okay, so what happened is this sister's husband is locked up due to the fact of some of those laws that Kamala Harris put in place, and that husband of hers can't get out. So now she's angry that this woman is getting props, you understand, for claiming to have made such strides, you understand, as a black woman, and now finally she's here. You understand, started at the bottom, now we're here. Now she's vice president. Okay, when that is not true. She's not a black woman. She hasn't been struggling her whole life. She wasn't on food stamps. And let me say this real quick about the food stamps. If she was, because of a lot of foreigners are, a lot of East Indians, a lot of Arabs, a lot of Africans, when they come here, they give them all sorts of assistance, all kinds. Any assistance that they need, they get. Okay? Now, when the black woman gets on food stamps, oh, she's lazy, she's a whore, she shouldn't be having all of those kids if she can't take care of them. She should have aborted them. She should have kept her legs closed. All kinds of nonsense. The black woman gets drugged through the mud if she gets food stamps. So I want to say that, I want to clear that up, because if Kamala Harris had food stamps, oh, they was doing good. You understand? I know some of some business owners that are Arab that own stores, right? They got their own stores, and they go and shop. All of them, the whole family, gets food stamps, and they go and shop for food at what is that? Soulard Market. They go and get their apples and oranges and vegetables, all the stuff that they sell, you understand, in their store, they go get it on food stamps. Okay? So they're not paying a dime for just think of the money they make. Man, they making all kinds of profit, because they hadn't even spent a dime on hardly anything in their store. They're using, and you know, they got a bunch of kids. You understand? They got a bunch of kids. They got a bunch of damn wives. There's a bunch of damn brothers and sisters, and they all get food stamps, and they all go put into their family business, and they're all making money. You understand? Hand over damn fist. So Kamala Harris wasn't in the hood struggling. You understand? I don't even see why you got them brothers and sisters out there in the world even put her next to you, when we're the ones that's on the bottom. The black woman is the one that needs to get the credit for struggling and making something out of herself, going to college. Nobody goes to college more than the black woman, period. Not even the white man himself. But nobody talks about her struggles. You know, they want to give all the credit to a damn heathen. Okay? And even when Barack Obama was in office, he got threats. Now, he's supposed to be a black man, right? He got threats, all kinds of threats. Nobody got picked up for that. All right? Nobody got, the Secret Service didn't intervene at all when the so-called first black president started getting death threats. They called Barack Obama a nigger on TV, I believe, twice, at least 2 times. And nothing happened. Nobody said or did anything. Why? Because he know he's not a nigger. He's an African. You understand? He knows this. So he doesn't even care. And nobody else does. But what they do that to mock us. Okay? So like I said, Kamala Harris is not black. Barack Obama is not black. Hell, Tia and Tamara is not black. You got to know who's actually black. You got to start checking these folks' fathers, man. You understand? You got to start checking these folks' fathers. And then that will determine whether they are black or not. Because just looking at a person's skin tone, their complexion, whether they have melanin in their skin or not, melanin is not just solely given to black men and black women. You understand? Every person on the planet is brown except for our oppressor. Except for our oppressor. He is the only one that has no pigment in that skin of his. He has no melanin. And the Lord, that's in the Bible too, the Lord did that to mark the murderer of the earth. And I don't know how young or how old some of you are, but when I was in school, that's all a history class was about. Was about who went around murdering everyone and conquering everything and stealing it all. That's all his this is what he was teaching in his history classes. So when the Lord said he turned around and put a mark up on Cain to show you who the murderer of the earth is, that was our oppressor. That was the oppressor. That's the so-called white man. And guess what? And hey, he has lived up to that. He has lived up to that. No one has killed more people, murdered more people than him at all. All right. So, but this story here was real ridiculous, man. Like I said, black people get murdered, innocent black people, men and women, and nobody does or says anything. Constantly they are set free. They are, believed of their stories. When and I always bring this one up. Anthony Lamar Smith, this brother that was murdered, her innocent brother, all right, who the officer claimed he saw a drug deal going down. The black man did not have no drugs. So how could you see a drug deal and did not find any drugs at all? At all. And it was said that for whatever the reason was, this officer and this brother, Anthony Lamar Smith, the officer had beef with this brother, was just constantly on him, constantly pulling him over, constantly harassing him. He just didn't like the brother. Why? Because he's black. Simple as that. Okay? And they turned around and he said that he had a gun. The gun that they found had none of the brother's DNA on him, no fingerprints, no hair, no lint from his clothing, for you having a gun in your waistband. You understand? Any of that. Nothing. No evidence to say and substantiate and back up what the officer said. None. But he said that he was scared for his life. Shot his brother in the face dead with an AK-47. Shot him in his own personal weapon, which is illegal for an officer to do. Because how many cops, how many, crime scenes do they go to and they say, wait a minute, officer, come over here, let me check. Is that your personal gun? Have you fired this lady? Let me see that. They don't do that at all. They don't do that at all. They don't even check the police. But this devil turned around and said, do you know what we are up against out here in these streets, Your Honor? He said, we need this gun out there. That's what he said. And you know what the white judge said? He said, I believe you. And set him free. And this is all the time. Just because Harris and Biden done join forces, the so-called white man and a so-called black woman. She's supposed to be a black woman, but she's not. Okay? And they turned around and thought racism was over. They gave you a stimulus check, 2 or 3 of them. You know what I mean? Hooked you up. But guess what? Black people still getting murdered, though. We still getting oppressed. Our children is in daycares, can't even eat food. And then a 2-year-old, he may say he didn't eat lunch, or they may not. Some kids don't know just to go right home and just tell. They be so happy to see their parents and be the hell away from them evil white teachers. They run for the mommy, daddy. You know what I mean? And when they see their parents here, they didn't forgot all about them not eating lunch. So who knows how many times this has actually happened? I'm sure this is not that was not an isolated incident. I'm sure that was not just the first time that had ever happened in their daycare. I'm sure it has happened all the time. I'm sure it's happening in more than just this one. Okay? That's why they turned around and hurried up and got up out of there. All right. Let me show you. I'm got a video for this one right here. One second, everybody. I'm going to play the video on this one. All right, this one says, Salaki. Police fire tear gas at protesters in a second night of demonstrations after Minnesota officer fatally shoots black man. All right. Now we got hold on, I think we got a video on this one. Hold on, bro. It's not playing. Hold on. Come on. I cannot get it to play. Good night. No sweat. It won't play on that thing. Okay, wait a minute. There we go. I think I got it. It's buffering. It ain't showing. Hold on.
Outrage and frustration in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. With crowds gathering in protest.
We having issues with this one. Hold on one second. Okay, I can't get this one to play. Hold on.
Minnesota, with crowds gathering in protest. Outrage and frustration in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, with crowds gathering in protest.
Okay, it's not playing. I'm going to just stop it. And I'm going to read the article. All right, this is police fire tear gas at protesters in a second night of demonstrations after Minnesota officer fatally shoots black man. Police fired tear gas and stun grenades Monday night as a crowd gathered to protest the killing of a black man by a police officer in a Minneapolis suburb. Protesters were launching bottles, fireworks, bricks, and other projectiles at public safety officials, according to a tweet from Operation Safety Net, a joint effort of local entities to ensure the safety of the public during the trial of Derek Chauvin being held about 10 miles away from the location in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. All right, and that was another brother that turned around and ended up losing his life because an officer would not get his whole knee and body off of this brother's neck, you know, and he just sat there, leaned all the way in for over 8 minutes, man. Like, how long did you think you was gonna sit on someone's neck and they survive? And then you claim you didn't mean to do it. You know, that's always their thing, that they didn't mean to. They were scared. They went for their gun or the taser, but it was the gun actually. Just all kinds of nonsense, man. And this is what they do. Why? Because they show no favor to our people, period. Meanwhile, China is at war with America. You don't see Chinese people being harassed and their businesses being raided and their homes. Hell, they live right over their business. Okay? They live in the business. You don't see them getting raided. You don't see them getting pulled over every day. You don't see them being oppressed. You don't see their families being broken up. You don't see the oppressor come in and offer the woman food stamps and WIC and welfare and Section 8 and tell her that she can't have a man if she do. She get all these things. It doesn't take place in Chinese homes, but it does in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right? It says it was the second night of protest after 20-year-old Dante Wright was killed by a police officer identified by authorities as Officer Kim Potter. During a routine traffic stop, a curfew was in effect for Brooklyn Center, and police arrested those in violation who ignored dispersal orders, according to Minnesota Operation Safety Net. By 11 p.m., most of the protesters had left the scene around the police station, according to witnesses. However, the windows at the Dollar Tree store near the scene of the protests were broken out and smoke could be seen coming out, according to video shot by a CNN crew. Firefighters are headed to the Dollar Tree in Brooklyn Center. Please allow fire trucks through. Stay away from the area to give firefighters room to work, the Minnesota Operation Safety Net said in a tweet. All right, now this brother here, let's get to the depth of it, because what they had said was this brother had had the reason they supposedly had pulled him over, he had called his mother, and she had said that he told her that they were pulling him over because he has a incense hanging from his car, the rearview mirror. And the police, they use all kinds of things and reasons and stuff to pull you over. You just look suspicious. It's 2, 3, or 4 more you in the car. What else? Your windows are tinted too dark. That's what I don't understand. Is how do you turn around and the car manufacturer is not in compliance with the state laws and the rules, right? Because if a person's tint cannot be so dark on a car, some cars come off of the lot to where you cannot see in the vehicle. And if the police feel like it, they could stop you and give you a goddamn ticket for your window tint being too dark. Now, of course, you can go to, what is it, an audio, specialist. You understand? I mean, not audio, car. You understand? That's from audio. I'm thinking of some beats and some TVs. You understand? But you can go to some, say car detail place, to where they offer tint. A lot of the car detailers, the ones that wash your cars, even, they do all kinds of things for you. And then they have little stuff that they do. They might put you some rims on it. They might put you some sounds in it. They might hook your vehicle up right along with the tint. So you turn around and you go to those people. Now, I understand that part. But why does GM and Ford and Chevy and all of these car manufacturers get to turn around and make a vehicle in a way that is non-compliant with the law? And then the person who buys the vehicle, of course it's a naked, that's getting stopped and said, your tint is too dark. I can't see in your vehicle. That is ridiculous. Then, if it was true that they pulled him over because that is actually the law. You're not supposed to have anything hanging from your rearview mirror now. That's just another reason to stop black people, man. Because why does AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, O'Reilly's, CarQuest, Napa, even Walmarts and Targets and every store with an automotive section in it sell at gas stations, sells air fresheners that will hang from your goddamn rear view mirror. Now why is these stores and the manufacturer of it not in compliance? And why didn't they put like a sticker on the back of it to where you can stick it in the windshield or some way to where it's not in the way, it's not obstructing your view, and then it's just there instead of it hanging? Why does it still have the little string and the hanger on it versus it being a little sticky thing to where you can put it on the vent, put it on your dash or something like that? But no, they turn around, they selling them all day long. And you know what? A lot of our people do not know the laws when it comes to this the smallest thing like that. Like, that's something that nobody is even thinking about. They want their car to smell good. They want to get in their car and be like, damn, smell good in here while they're driving. They want their car to be fresh, you know. But not the oppressor. Not the oppressor, man. He doesn't give a damn about you wanting your vehicle to smell good. He says you can't have it hanging, but they still sell them in the store for you to hang on your damn rearview mirror, and that is ridiculous. Okay, and this guy really is the oppressor. All right, but I'm gonna see what this part says here about the death of Dante Wright. It says early on Monday, police provided an account of officers' actions while trying to detain Dante Wright on Sunday following a traffic stop that culminated with an officer fatally shooting the 20-year-old. The officer who killed Wright was identified Monday night as Officer Kim Potter, according to a news release from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Potter has been with Brooklyn Center Police Department for 26 years, according to the BCA. The town's police chief, Tim Gannon, said his release of the video was for the sake of transparency, and the BCA doesn't condone the release of video in ongoing investigations. Gannon said that the portion of body-worn camera footage released Monday led him to believe the shooting was accidental, and that the officers' actions before the shooting were consistent with the department's training on tasers. Okay? As I watched the video and listened to the officer's commands, it is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy the taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet, Gannon said. This appears to me, from what I viewed and the officer's reactions and distress immediately after. They always turn around and shoot you, kill you dead, and say, "Oh shit." That was his distress. "Oh my God, I just shot him." That's the distress afterwards. Yeah, that's because he has to play it off some kind of way. It's no accident that you pulling your taser versus your gun. Those two things don't even feel the same. They don't even feel the same. It's not even in the same position. You understand? You know where that gun is versus that taser. And usually the taser is in front of the gun. So, and how do they always mistakenly go behind the taser and grab the gun, and then boom, and then oh shit. And then he's in distress. All right. It says that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright. The video shows 3 officers on a traffic stop, but the only video released was a minute-long clip from the officer who fired his weapon. All right. Now, that right there should let you know that here's another one. Here's another one, man. Just because Joe Biden and Harris joined forces, they had them holding hands, everybody in the world was so just geeked up because the black woman is joining with the white man. I mean, hell, look at how many white men Radon Chong slept with. You understand? She's supposed to be a black woman, and she been sleeping with every goddamn white man in Hollywood. On every damn film, she's with a white man. So, I mean, goddamn, that's old. That's old. We was getting murdered in her time, too. While this so-called black woman is on every movie sleeping with a white man, we're getting our brains blown out by the cops. Beat, harassed, pulled over, locked up, mass incarcerated, all of that. So, if Kamala Harris was black, what's the big deal that now she done joined forces with the white man? Now they're going to fix things now. When the first thing that Joe Biden put in place was gay rights. The first thing. Didn't send out any notice, any law, any nothing to stop the murder of innocent black men. Hell, Barack Obama didn't even do that. That stinking African turned around and put out a blue alert for the police, while the whole time black men are being murdered by white cops. Black women are being murdered by white cops. And he sends out a blue alert saying to protect the police, make sure they are safe. When hell, they safe. The people that they are around patrolling and supposedly supposed to be in the neighborhood to serve and to protect, they are the ones that's in danger. They're the ones that's in danger. Just like this brother here. Man, gets pulled over for a traffic stop and ends up accidentally, again, here it is again, and they're going to support their own. But I'm going to show you one that they didn't support. And this one turned around and it's getting a lot of heat. I'm going to show you a picture of this as well. 1 second. Bear with me 1 second while I pull up this other article. I done bagged all the way out the thing. All right, this is no, not that. Okay, let me go to the article first. All right, this happened. This was back in 2000, I believe, 16. When this officer was tried and thousands came out to support him. All right. Let's see. Thousands of New York protesters, thousands of New Yorkers protest NYPD's cop guilty verdict. It says, we are not always silent. Now, this right here, you can see the picture on the screen. It's a bunch of Asians, man. All right. And they came out to support the murderer of Akai Gurley. Okay. Now, this is them. Let me show you some of the other pictures. This is them, all standing in solidarity. All right. This is them. Okay. This is it. You see the signs, and I got two more pictures that I want to show. Okay, it says tragedy, not crime. This was an accident. This is what they claim. All right, tragic accident, not crime. Justice for I believe his name was Peter Lang. All right, let me show you the scripture. I mean, not the scripture, but a picture, and then I'm gonna jump back to the article. Okay, now this one, if you can look at the screen, if you can see it. All right. One tragedy, two victims. Lord have mercy. Everybody makes themselves a damn victim except for the victim. They never truly just call the black man or the black woman the victim. They always got to say, oh, it's two victims. It's always the other person is a victim as well. You understand? When the other person is still alive. Okay? It's the damn brother that's dead. All right? But look at the signs. All right? It says, no selective justice. Okay? And it says justice, not politics. They want justice in this thing, not politics. Okay? Now, the no selective justice meaning to where they're saying that, okay, when a white person kills an innocent black man, they go home free. But now that when this Asian cat murdered an innocent black man, he's getting charged and found guilty. All right, now let me show you the other one. Uh-oh. All right. Now this is your newest one. Okay. And it said Asians are not viruses, racism is. Okay, so now they're just claiming that they're just being hated all out of nowhere just for anything. Good Lord. Okay? And then the sign that the little girl has is, "We belong here. Stop Asian hate." When black people can't say that. Black people cannot say that we belong here and stop the black hate. Because guess what? It's going to keep going. They're going to tell you to go back to Africa. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, hey, man, you don't like it here? And guess what? Because they've said it before. This is nothing new. They have said it before. You don't like it here, take your black butt back to Africa. That's what they'll tell you. But them, they say, oh, no, stop the Asian hate. We belong here. When black people built this country, if it wasn't for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this place would be absolutely nothing. Okay? Starting with the Native Indians. Because they were the ones that were here first. And then the white man came and stole all the land and started murdering them first. Then he turned around and came and got us to come work the place now. Okay? After he damn near extinct our Native Indian brothers and sisters. Stuck them on reservations. And now they stone alcoholics and drug heads and poverty just like we are in the hood. Okay? But they said to stop the Asian hate. All right, now let me jump back to the article. Because this article is actually a few years old when the incident took place. But it's still relevant today to the point to where even the Chinese, the Asians, don't even have not 1 ounce of compassion for black people. And this is why we need to stop looking forward to these other nations of people treating us fairly and coming together with our own. Okay? We need to be worried about other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, us getting along and loving each other and being brothers and sisters to each other instead of the other nations of people. Because guess what? They all right. Even though they are protesting and got this, stop Asian hate going on all over the earth, guess what? They're together. We're not. All right? The only place to where brotherhood is going to exist, where you're going to see it and live it, is in the ISUPK. All right? And it says at least 10,000 people, many of them Chinese Americans, crammed into Cadman Plaza in downtown Brooklyn yesterday afternoon to protest the treatment of former NYPD officer Peter Lane, who was found guilty of second-degree manslaughter 2 weeks ago. Now, first off, no one was mistreating him, oppressing him. No one murdered him. No one beat him. No one did anything. They didn't take him and bash his head up against the hood of their car. You know, they didn't turn around, and a lot of them devils like to grab brothers in the groin and all kinds of things. They like to do all kinds of sick things to our people when they pull them over. Right? But he's not being mistreated at all. he turned around and it's basically like going to serve no time. He got 5 years probation, and it was something else that he got. Okay, but it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. And when they do that, in most cases, they don't serve any time. They sit, they wait until the court date. When they say that, they give them that. They usually apply the time that if they did sit them in prison, then they turn around and apply their time to their sentence and let them go home. You understand? So basically, they haven't served any time. Okay. So it says protesters piled into vans and subways beginning Saturday morning in Chinatowns across the city. Yong Han Tan, a Chinese American in her 30s, took the R train from Elmhurst after the van she lined up for was too full to accommodate any more passengers. So she had to be there. When I heard the result, I started reading the newspaper and looking up what actually happened. Tan told Gothamist while in the subway platform, I think it's unfair to put a rookie in the most unsafe place in the city. Then, after the shooting, the NYPD abandoned him. Abandoned him. The NYPD should be held accountable just as much as he for what happened. Now, you see, this is how the other nations of people feel about their people. Okay? Well, why is this? Because he murdered an innocent black man. The brother was coming down the stairs of the projects, depending on, what floor he stayed on. I don't know, but when I turn around and go down flights of stairs, I turn up, I hit him. You understand? I run on down them damn things, get on out of there. You understand? And I'm pretty sure that most brothers do the same thing. They turn around and hit them stairs. Now, coming up them damn things is something different. You know what I'm saying? You catch me up 6, 8 flights of steps, and I got to take a break after that. Like, whoa, how floor you stay on? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, but going down, man, pure count. Okay? And that's what happened here. This brother was running down the damn stairs, going wherever the hell he was going about his business, and Peter Lang was patrolling the area, and then he was walking through the stairwell with his firearm out, with his gun in hand. So, I mean, quite naturally, you hear some footsteps, you know what I'm saying, somebody running up on you kind of fast, because the brother's running down the damn stairs, unarmed, not finna commit a crime, not about to do anything but go wherever the hell he was going to. But guess what? We can't find it out because he's dead now. He's dead now. And they came and protested against, guess what? The black, if they were right, they would have just left it alone. They would have just left it alone and said, well, he did murder an innocent damn black man that had done no crime, that had no gun. It didn't seem suspicious. Hell, he didn't even get to say anything to the man. He just he had the gun out already. Had the gun out, and when he heard him and saw him, he shot him. Because he was scared. So what? Because you a rookie. So what? Look at all of the rookie black police officers that's on the force. And they don't get that excuse. They don't get to say, well, I, shot an innocent man, that was running down some stairs. They don't get to say that because they were scared. If they do, they going to prison. They are going to jail. And there's going to be not much said about it at all. It's just going to be charges. That's it. But their people came in the thousands to turn around and protest this Asian hate. All right? The Asian hate. Okay, let me see what else I got on this. Okay. It says Lang shot and killed 28-year-old Akai Gurley in the dark stairwell of East New York's pink houses in November of 2014. Many in the crowd lashed out against a criminal justice system they perceive as biased against minorities. Now, of all of the minorities that have been murdered here, not once have the Chinese or the Asians or the Japanese or the Koreans came to our aid and our assistance and argued and protested our fight. They never do it. But now they want sympathy from the earth because it stopped the Asian hate now. But since we're all minorities, then why didn't you join us? Why didn't they join your protest? Because guess what? They're not you. They're not you. Simple as that. All right. And then it says, while Lang, a rookie sent to a housing project deemed one of the most dangerous in the city, was found guilty and is facing serious jail time. NYPD officers like Daniel Pantaleo, who choked Eric Gardner to death on Staten Island sidewalk in 2014, never get indicted. All right? And they don't. And he's bringing this up in comparison, saying that, hey, when the white man killed a black man, he got home. He went home. He never got indicted. Okay? But now that an Asian man has killed a black man, he should get to go home too. That's the whole problem. Why? Because you're the one, it's the slave that's being shot and killed. Who cares about the slaves? But I want that Asian officer to be able to go home just like that white officer for killing and murdering an innocent nigger. He still should get to go home. He still should get to go home. And it says, we understand. Now they got to come with this, right? We understand the pain among our African American brothers and sisters. Now, who and when has they ever... Look at how many sisters then got beat in their establishments. Look at how many times their brothers have been mistreated in their establishments. Been talked to crazy behind their rice. Been talked to crazy behind their weave and their hair and their eyelashes. Then got beat upside the damn head because of it. How many times have they turned around and mistreated their brothers and their sisters? I know so many sisters that have gotten their heads almost knocked off. If it wasn't attached to their damn body, it would be knocked off from them beating them because they're dissatisfied about their nails. They didn't do it right. It's not the right color or whatever it is. They just don't like it. And they want them to do it over. And they say, no, you pay. We're not going to do nothing. You're going to pay. And then the black, well, I'm not satisfied. And it's the rule of thumb is that, hey, customer is always right. That's the thing here in America. You're supposed to satisfy the customer. You're supposed to make that customer happy. So guess what? If she don't like that damn acrylic, you got to take it all off. You got to start all over. If they don't like that color, you got to take it all off and start all over. You got to get her the color that she want. If your hands wasn't sturdy and you got nail polish on her fingers, on the side, on the tip, guess what? You got to take it all off, start all over. You're supposed to satisfy your customer. But no. Because they're black, they get treated however. Now, we brothers and we sisters. Good night. And it says, who have witnessed the killing of one unarmed black man after another. Now, the Asians can't say that. The Asians can't say, oh, we're just sitting and watching everyone kill us left and right here in this country. All we're trying to do is just sell rice. No. They can't say that. They can't say that because it doesn't happen. All right? And it says, with no prosecutions against the officers, former city comptroller John Liu told the raucous crowd, that is a great injustice, right? Liu continued, so in an incident where an Asian American officer shoots his gun, not aiming at anyone, he shot at the wall. So he said, okay, and no, it was actually true. He supposedly shot at the wall, but the bullet ricocheted and hit the brother. So they claiming that he wasn't intentionally trying to shoot Akai Gurley, right? And it says, and shoots it by accident. We were all shocked last Thursday when the guilty verdict came out. But were we really shocked? For 150 years, there's been a common phrase in America, not a Chinaman's chance, which means if you're Chinese in America, there's no hope for you. Okay? But who is just going around murdering the Chinese, man, for no reason? What cops are going through Chinatown and just, if they don't have a chance, man, why the hell is Chinatown in every damn city in America? They got Chinatown everywhere they go. Why is that if they don't have a Chinaman's chance in the world? That's because they do. Okay? That's because they do. And it says community affairs officers at the rally put the number of protesters at over 10,000, citing how they typically calculate the number based on square footage, but that this did not factor in the throngs of Lang supporters spilling out of the park onto the sidewalk and nearby streets. So it could be well over that 10,000, basically what they're saying. All right. So, I mean, basically, you know, I just wanted to pull that old article out to show that, you know, it's time for us to start hoping in our God versus these people. Whether they're Asians, whether they're the oppressors, whether they're Africans, whether they're the Arabs. You understand? This is what we need to do. And this is what we need to know. We need to know the Bible. The Bible gives us several accounts and how we've encountered our oppressor on several different occasions. Okay? And they've mistreated us in the past, and they're doing it in the present. They haven't changed. None. Okay? It hasn't slowed up. It hasn't stopped any. Okay? It's getting worse for us here. Okay? It's not even getting better. All right? And I'm going to read. This is Ecclesiasticus 12:10. It says, never trust thine enemy. All right? So, our enemy is in the Bible, and it's our oppressor. Right? These people have been the worst enemies of them all. We've been in captivity under all the nations. And they are the only ones that have treated us in this fashion. Okay? To where they just simply will not let go. Okay? That's even in the Bible. To where at the end of our calamity, they still turned around and just continued to kill us and do whatever thing they wanted to do to us. Now, and I'm paraphrasing, of course. But the scripture says, never trust thine enemy. Who is thine enemy? In Deuteronomy 28:68, it's the people that's going to buy you and sell you when you get off them auction blocks. Okay? Those are the enemies. And that's our oppressor. Who's been murdering, killing us, lynching us, beating us, pulling out their guns when they thought it was their taser, pull you over at a traffic stop, scared of you, and said, you got a gun, but then they ain't find no gun. It was an accident, like what they claim in this cat here. He's in the project with his gun in hand. And so-called shot up against the wall and shot the brother. That's what they claim. When it doesn't matter. You murdered this brother and no jail time is served. That 5 years probation, that's nothing. When officers get that, they finna go home. They're going home the next day. And they're going to go back on the force. Going back on the force. So, like I said, what we need to do is we need to trust in the God of this Bible, which said to never trust thine enemy. While you sitting here being silly talking about keep your enemies close, we need to get the hell away from our enemies. We need to separate from these people as much as damn possible. All right? And it says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Just like eventually you can see through iron, your car or different beams, different structures made out of iron when water hits it, and that rust begins to turn around and it takes away from that iron, and you eventually see a big hole. You can see right through it. You should be able to see right through our enemies and see that this is something that is never going to change, man. I don't care who they put in office. I don't care who they claim is a black man or a black woman. I don't care which one joins forces with who. The black man joins forces with the white woman. Turn around and got Snoop Dogg and damn, I almost said Betty Crocker. What is that goddamn with Martha Stewart? You understand? I don't care if it's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They claim to put the white man with the black woman. I don't care who. Their wickedness turns around. It's going to eventually, you're going to be able to see it. Big hole, man. That's what it's going to be, a big hole that you're going to be able to see right through. Just as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right? And with that, shalom, Israel.